If you want to know what natural methods you can use to boost your growth hormone, keep watching. All of the recommendations I make in this video are based on science, and I will link the studies down below in the description so you can always check them for yourself. Now, growth hormone has many benefits. Number one is, of course, that it can help with the growth of tissues such as bone, muscle, skin, hair, nails, etc. But it can also help with burning fat mass, faster healing, and improved sleep. Moreover, the natural production of growth hormone in our body declines with age. So keeping your growth hormone levels up can have a sort of anti-aging effect. Now, if you happen to be below the age of, say, 20 years old, of course, growth hormone can also help you grow taller. Now let's look into all the methods you can use to improve your growth hormone, starting with supplements. The first supplement on the list is Alpha-GPC. This study showed that taking 600 milligrams of Alpha-GPC in combination with a workout could increase your growth hormone by 4,400% compared to only a 260% increase in the placebo group. So that's an enormous difference. However, what should be mentioned is that this increase in growth hormone was rather short-lived, so only for a short period of time. So even though the peak was higher taking Alpha-GPC, levels quite quickly normalized after the workout was done. So it's not clear how much of an impact this is going to have, but it's still a very significant increase. The second supplement worth mentioning is glycine. In this study they found that taking a large amount of glycine, 22.5 grams all at once, could increase growth hormone by 3.6 times. The difference is, however, that this increase in growth hormone caused by glycine lasts a lot longer. Even after 3 hours of taking the glycine, they still found an elevation in growth hormone levels of about 60% above baseline. So glycine is an interesting supplement if you want to increase growth hormone with a longer lasting effect. However, the dosage of 22.5 grams is very high. The third effective supplement for increasing growth hormone is Gaba. Taking 3 grams of this supplement has shown to be able to increase growth hormone by 2 to 4 times of your basal levels. Number 4 is melatonin. Melatonin is known as the hormone of darkness. It's the hormone that increases in our body when it's getting dark outside and we need to get ready for sleep. But supplementing melatonin has also shown to be able to increase growth hormone. This study shows about a 3-fold increase in growth hormone after supplementing either 5 or 0.5 milligrams of melatonin. Now personally, if I were to take melatonin, I would take 0.5 milligram as this dosage is closer to the amount of melatonin the body would naturally produce. Then the fifth supplement we can consider is DHEA. Now the study that found an increase on growth hormone from taking this supplement was done on postmenopausal women. So this is something to keep in mind. The effect might not be the same if you are a younger person or if you are a man. However, the results are still very interesting. In this study they gave women 25 milligrams of DHEA every day for many months. What they found at several measuring intervals was about a 1.5 to 2 times increase in the basal levels of growth hormone. Now what is interesting about the study is most studies on growth hormone are measuring an acute increase in growth hormone, meaning after we take the supplement, we're gonna look for a couple of hours what the levels of growth hormone are. So what you typically see happening is someone takes a supplement that increases growth hormone and there is a peak, but over time it normalizes back to your regular growth hormone levels. And this only takes a couple of hours to do so, sometimes even shorter. But this study was done over several months of time, taking a supplement every day. And we see that every time they measure the growth hormone levels, there seems to be a 1.5 to 2 times increase compared to before they started taking the supplement. So there seems to be sort of a permanent increase in growth hormone levels from taking DHEA. Now, final supplement worth mentioning is niacin, which is just a form of vitamin B3. And this is from quite an interesting study. Now, in this odd study, they had people do a 30-second all-out sprint, give them 4 hours of rest, and then again let them do a 30-second all-out workout sprint. Now, if you do this in combination with 500 milligrams of niacin as a supplement, they saw an increase of growth hormone by 20 times, so 20 times increase in growth hormone. While in the placebo group, they only saw about a 5 times increase in growth hormone. So doing the sprint protocol in combination with niacin resulted in a significantly higher increase in growth hormone. Now, an honorable mention when it comes to supplementation is also L-Citrulline. L-Citrulline is a supplement that can increase your blood flow and is usually taken for that purpose. In this study, they found that taking L-Citrulline caused higher levels of growth hormone compared to not taking L-Citrulline after a workout. However, they do not mention how large the increase in growth hormone was compared to the placebo group, and I cannot access the study, so I'm not sure if it's a large increase or only a small increase. So those are the supplements. Now let's move on to some lifestyle interventions you could do to increase your growth hormone levels. The first is sleep. Now, sleep quality and sleep duration are both important when it comes to growth hormone. If you have poor quality sleep, if you sleep short nights, that will definitely have a bad impact on your growth hormone levels. But there is something specific worth mentioning when it comes to sleep and growth hormone. Namely, that it seems from research that the release of growth hormone is very much related to our circadian rhythm. What the research shows is that most of the growth hormone that we release during our sleep is released in the first part of our sleep cycle. And to get this large release of growth hormone, it seems to be important that we go to sleep every day at roughly the same time. If we go to sleep at irregular times, it seems that our circadian rhythm is getting messed up, which impacts the release of growth hormone we can have during sleep. This is also mentioned in a podcast of Andrew Huberman with someone that is specialized in sleep and hormone release, which I will link down below so you can have a listen yourself to that very interesting finding. Next is body fat. There is simply an association between having higher levels of body fat and lower levels of growth hormone. So if you want to optimize your growth hormone levels, it's best to be at a healthy body weight. Exercise is the next important factor. And it seems that especially high intensity exercise, such as sprints, that we saw in the niacin supplement study have a big effect on growth hormone. Because in that niacin sprint study, we saw that even people that were doing sprints without niacin got a 5 times increase in growth hormone after doing the sprint protocol. Now, resistance training itself, so training with weights, also increases growth hormone, and probably other forms of sports as well, as long as there is a sufficient amount of intensity and effort involved. Now, the last tool we have is sauna use. If you listen to Eleanor Huberman, you probably have heard about this before, but there is a specific sauna protocol that has been shown to be able to significantly increase growth hormone levels. The protocol, as shown in this study, is as follows. You start off with 15 minutes in the sauna at 100 degrees Celsius, followed by 5 minutes of cooling down, so just outside of the sauna, and then again 10 minutes in the sauna at 100 degrees Celsius. Following this protocol showed about a 500% increase in growth hormone right after the sauna use. And 1 hour later they did another measurement and they still found that growth hormone was raised above basal levels about 300%. Now, if your sauna doesn't get this hot, 100 degrees Celsius, you can still do a similar protocol. The increase will probably just not be as high. There are no studies on this, but this is just hypothesis. Finally, sometimes you will hear people say that fasting is able to increase growth hormone. And this is true. However, there's an important caveat that I think should be mentioned. Many of the growth promoting effects, so the growth of tissues, bones, muscle perhaps, that have been associated with growth hormone come actually because the growth hormone can stimulate the release of a hormone called IGF-1. And this hormone, IGF-1, is an anabolic hormone. Now, what studies have shown is that although fasting can increase growth hormone levels, it actually decreases the amount of IGF-1 in our body. So what this indicates is that during fasting, growth hormone might be raised because it helps us burn fat. It helps kind of release the energies that we have stored in our fat, which is of course logical because we are fasting, our body requires energy, and so the growth hormone is going to help us get this energy from our fat storage. So that effect of growth hormone, the fat burning effect, is preserved. However, because it lowers IGF-1 levels, it is likely that the effects that we associated with growth hormone in terms of growth of tissues is suppressed. So yes, we can say that fasting increases growth hormone levels, but it is not true that we can say that fasting is going to lead to muscle growth, because the IGF-1 levels seem to be suppressed during fasting, and so we cannot get those benefits of growth hormone. Now that is all when it comes to supplements and lifestyle tools that can increase growth hormone in a natural way. If you like this video, please leave a like. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below and I'll try to get to it. And if you like these sort of videos, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.